The first full run of the National F-409TM after servicing. I have it plugged in right now and we're going to turn it on speed 1. Seems quite fast. I'm hearing some sounds. One is from the oscillation or what? Speed 2. Not much difference. Speed 3. Wow, that's very powerful. Blade is a little bit off balance, but I can't feel it much. Let's turn on the oscillation. Testing the 5-way oscillation. All the way to the other side now. Set it to the middle position. Turn it off. Yeah, it is quite risky with exposed capacitor terminals. Now let's see the acceleration straight to full speed. That is damn powerful. Is smart switch on? Yeah. Spin down time has definitely improved compared to the first time I ran it before tearing it down and servicing it. So I'm guessing even though the motor model is different, with this one having the powerful modern motor and this one having riveted thick shaft motor, the 1989 and 1990 powerful modern motors belonging to the 1989 series were designed to have the same power output and torque as the riveted thick shaft motors. The plug wires had been pulled out, so I had to rewire it. I tried putting oil on the timer in hopes that it would seep through the gaps and go down to the gears inside, but I'm not sure how effective that is. I'll give it a few days. So this screw that secures the body to the pole was loose. I've tightened it and now it is secure. Wobbling it is secure now. Next is to reassemble the neck, reinstall the motor and wire it up again. I had to get another ball plunger thing because I misplaced the original one when I was washing the body. There we go. It fits perfectly. And I got a new, it's an extra part, new piece that is not worn out, maybe just a little. There we go. Installed. I have put plastic glue on the cracked areas of the neck joint. There is a bubble there. Shouldn't be. I'll pop the bubble with some needle. I've also shoved it into the crack. There as well. When I first got the fan, I noticed it came with an aftermarket blade. This is what the original blade is supposed to look like. You can see the hub design is different. That blade came from this National wall fan, which is from the same series as the F-409TM. Here is another National F-409TM at the Panasonic Service Center guardhouse, which is still rocking its original blade. You can definitely see the similarity. This blade is nearly identical to the one used on my KB40R, which is rocking its original blade. The only differences are the color and the shaft diameter. While this one uses a 10mm thick shaft, the original blade that would have come with the F-409TM uses a shaft diameter of 8mm instead. I was having some suspicions and decided to count the number of spokes on the cage. So this is the top part of the cage, where the first spoke is. Where the guard ring is supposed to clip on. First spoke here. So I put my fingernail on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I just did this all the way through. Much slower, of course, so I could count everything, and did this all the way until I hit the first spoke again. And I counted 111 spokes. This is a cramped modern cage, whereas this is an open modern cage because it only has 96 spokes. Just like my KB40R, it has an open modern cage with 96 spokes. Sus! Where did this come from? There's two things I want to point out underneath the motor cover of the National F-409TM and of the KDK KB40R. First would be their motor run capacitors. The KB40R is older because it's the last model to use the thick shaft motor in Malaysia, and it's using a direct wire type capacitor, which means the wires go straight into the capacitor body. But on the National F-409TM, which is part of the 1989 series, and this is the 1988 series, this one still uses a solder type capacitor. And the voltage rating is different at 450 volts versus 430 volts for this. Second thing to point out is the clutch cover design. You can see this old style with the big arch is to support the oil wicks. The big fat oil wicks of the riveted motors. But this one also has the same clutch cover design with a big arch at the back, despite having smaller oil wicks. I wonder why they didn't change immediately. Maybe they had leftover stock of these old style clutch covers with a big arch. Maybe it's the same situation for the solder type capacitor. They still had some available, so they decided to use it, deplete the stock, instead of throwing it out and using the newer wire style capacitors. The last thing I would like to point out is the motor's head wire colors. It has red, brown and white for the 3 speeds, just like the 80s riveted thick shaft motors. The later powerful modern motors used yellow, blue and white for the 3 speeds. This is the National F40NMK and it uses the powerful classic motor. This model in both sizes, 30 and 40 centimeters, were the last Malaysian Matsushita models for both National and KDK counterparts to use the powerful classic motor. And it also uses yellow, blue and white for the 3 speeds, making the motor of the F-409TM more similar to the 80s riveted thick shaft motors, more similar to this rather than the newer powerful modern motors or the powerful classic motors.